This morning, I have the very distinct honor of having a colleague of mine, a good friend for many years to come, and almost like a brother, almost, at some point. Here is Luis Romero. So thank you, Luis, for coming here, and appreciate you stopping by.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, Dustin. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. So let's kind of get to know where are you from and your graduation year from your school. And, of course, you also work at a local television station. So we'll start off with that.
So I'm originally from El Salvador.
Okay.
Came to the United States when I was around 8 years old. Been here ever since that time. But I'm currently living and been living since I came to the United States in Martinsville, Virginia.
Okay.
And I work for BTW21 television station, local news in Henry County. Collinsville is where our office is located.
Okay, and how long have you been working there?
It's going on for 2 years. This November
Okay.
will be 2 years.
All right, awesome work. So, in your own words, what would you say would make a good journalist or reporter?
That's a good question. For me personally, I think that it's someone that seeks the truth. And it's someone that when they go to a story, no matter how much you might not like a story or you like a story, you're reporting it for the interest of the entire community. You're kind of putting your own opinions aside. And like I said, you're making sure that you're speaking the truth, reporting the truth, and just to let everybody know exactly what's going on, and especially in those tough stories that you make sure you report the truth.
Awesome. There you go. And that's some good words and wisdom with that. So we'll kind of get the interest going here. What kind of sparked your interest in this broadcast media production?
And you kind of already know the answer, but for the viewers that don't, we were in the 7th grade when we first started doing school media. And that kind of started my interest in it. I had no idea that this is what I wanted to go into. And kind of having those hands-on experience kind of helped me, spark that interest like you mentioned. So we were in the 7th grade. We kind of got together, another friend of ours, and then another friend. So total of 4 of us. And we just kind of decided we wanted to do the announcements because we were already doing them on the intercom. We wanted to do them on video. So after talking to the principal, we got together and kind of started our own live on Think Online Ustream. We started live there. It didn't go as we planned, but that was our stepping stone. And then we headed on to Martinsville High School, the local high school there, and we started speaking to the principal there as well. She gave us a room, and then everything, like they say, is history. But just kind of starting in middle school, going on to high school, and just being able to improve. Because when we first got on camera, I mean, we still have some of the videos up, so you can definitely tell the difference. And now, you're hosting your own radio show here. So it's just kind of what sparked my interest was kind of taking that initiative and wanting to give students a different type of feel on the news and the school announcements, and just kind of being a leader in the community with the media definitely sparked my interest, and then I knew that's exactly what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah, and for sure, because you and I now both work for the same TV station.
That is correct.
And now a long history of what, and of course the other two they kind of went 2 different routes, and more so of a hobby for both of them. So those were Julian Vaughn and Daniel Pay, for those who are out there curious to see. Alrighty, so now here you are now, and how is like the life set of a journalist? So kind of take you through your day. How would you process through that?
Wow, that one's going to be a loaded question. I don't know how much time we have.
Oh, you got plenty of time.
But you just tell me when I need to stop talking.
Okay.
But basically, going into journalism is a thing that you live 24 hours. And that was one thing that I was not exactly very clear on. So it took a little time to get into that mindset, into that mode, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
What happens on a regular day for me is, I'm scheduled to be in the office from 9 to 4, but of course those are just set hours. It never is just that time. So it's definitely not for someone that says, hey, I want to be working just from 9 to 4 and that's it. And I want
there's more into it.
Absolutely, there's a lot more overtime, and I have that set hours, but I'm constantly on the weekends, on time off. Constantly looking, through social media, through other media outlets to see what's kind of going on in the community. And then because we're so local, we kind of focus on, listening to a police and dispatch scanner. So most of the time until I go off to bed and when I get up, I'm listening to a scanner. If something breaks, something there's major, we're heading out to the scene. So it's any time of the day. Like a lot of people say, you're on call. Yes, you are on call because, like I said, it could be 2 in the evening. It could be 2 at night when the tones go off and you have to go to a certain breaking news story. And so it's definitely not something that is completely scheduled. It's always whenever it happens is whenever you go cover it. But there are a lot. Those are for the breaking news, for the positive stories, for those packages that we put together. Those throughout the week, I'm looking to see what's going on in the community and setting up appointments and going out throughout the day. Have some time to edit everything together and then go in and anchor the news. But sometimes we get some hints and some tips from the community, and hey, we have this going on, so that helps a lot. We always appreciate everyone reaching out. So that we can make sure that we're covering, not just the breaking news, but we're covering a lot of positive and everything that's going on. Especially that's great for our community.
Oh, for sure, and especially for our small town. As big as many people say, where are you from? Where is that? We're in. I say, okay, get a map. Find Roanoke, Virginia, Greensboro, North Carolina. We're in there somewhere. I promise you. So there you go.
Absolutely.
So, what has been the support like from now since you started this in middle high school up to where you are?
It's been absolutely tremendous. From especially when we first started, because we needed that support. If we didn't have that support, we would not be where we are. I always mention. I try not to mention the names because I don't want to forget anybody. But there's just been so many, especially educators. I mean, since we started in the school system, the educators, the principals have been just so supportive, and they were able to, see that spark in our eyes that we had to start something. And so it starts off with the educators, I'm going to say, of course, parents, family in the background, always supporting.
For sure.
My mother when I'm getting up anytime and getting out and going, she's been supportive with that. I have a dog, so having to sometimes can't go home until late at night, having my mother feed my dog or siblings look after him because like I said, it's just you don't have set hours. It's been tremendous. And then currently where I'm at the station, I mean, the support there is amazing. I enjoy going to work. I enjoy speaking to everybody. Sometimes I go in and with the secretary, I'll just speak for 2 hours straight. I'm like, now I got to get to work because we are, everybody says we're like a family, and it sounds cheesy, but there we are. We all have a lot of same interests. So it has been tremendous. And then my boss, Rodney Billings, has been very supportive. And sometimes I've kind of had doubts. Hey, is this what I want to do? I want to do this project. Can you support me? And we recently did a prom red carpet at both of the local high schools there for the county. And if it wasn't for the station supporting us, we would not be able to do that. So it's been absolutely great.
That's awesome to hear there. So, and we're going to start wrapping things up here as much as we can continue to go on with this conversation.
Absolutely.
But we got to kind of keep it into a condensed manner. So, maybe if the news stations are on social media and people are listening, hopefully, I don't know, from Martinsville or whatnot, where can they find us and where so?
Okay, so our biggest thing is BTW21.com, our website. We try to keep that updated with everything that's going on there. So we have the website, we have Facebook and Twitter.
All right.
Those are our most active social medias, and of course you just go on there by looking up BTW21. But if you go on our website, all of our links are there as well.
Alrighty. Our last question we're asking here today, of course, you said a lot of good stuff with being with it. So maybe some students are listening out here this morning, but if not just students, but anyone, what would be some advice you just give in general, I guess you could say?
My advice would be to make sure that you're not afraid to go out of your comfort zone. And if you have an entrance, make sure that you speak to those individuals that maybe can help you put that into practice, because like I mentioned, we started this with just something that we wanted to do, and then it started to a career. So especially in high school, make sure that you join as many clubs as you can and try to be active in them, because you never know that one of those clubs could lead you into the pathway of your career.
Right.
So I think that you should be very active within your community, very active within your school community, because you never know what those things might lead, and you'll meet some great individuals on the way as well.
Yes, indeed. Well, appreciate you stopping by. I know you've got to get back to town to cover some news probably. Who knows what's going on at this hour or whatnot. So thank you for coming up here, and it's a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you so much, Dustin, for having me, and just want to say that we're really proud of everything that you're doing, and I'm pretty sure everyone here is proud and back in Martinsville. So thanks so much for taking the time to speak with me, Dustin.
All right, you're welcome. All right, folks, have a wonderful Monday, and remember, folks, those final exams are approaching. Do well. Have a wonderful end of your semester.